Turn it on. Welcome to the 104-year-old Rotary Club of Fayetteville. My name is David Sager. I'm your Rotary Club president for the 25, 26 year. It's off now, and the house music. House music's on. So check. Check. Well, while they're getting the mic, let's do the four-way test of what we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? It's the small sugar. Full of good shifts. Will never be very official. Small concern. Okay, Ray is doing music.
Is there any?
Well,
Hello. That doesn't work. Today we're going to do America the Beautiful. So we want to sing sweetly. Oh, beautiful for spacious sky. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray. Purple mountains, just see all about mountains and plains. Chirping its grace of thee, and crown hiding with fire and sea to me sing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands indivisible with liberty and justice. Please be seated. It's been a long time since we've sung a Rotary song.
all right.
And you know, I think we should sing a Rotary song at least once every 6 months. This is the Rotary Club. And as I was looking for snow songs, I couldn't really find anything satisfactory, except Sleigh Bells Ring. You don't want to do that. Okay? How about R-O-T-A-R-Y? Ready? Sing. R-O-T-A-R-Y. That spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is the one that see. From north to south, from east to west, each one that comes to serve the rest. R-O-T-A-R-Y. Good job.
We got a couple members with guests. Laura Wilkins has one guest. Can you introduce yours?
I didn't see anything, sir.
There's no mic.
Well, straight up then.
Laura Wilkins has one guest. Emily Stone has one guest.
Friends, she is an associate attorney at the Bar Law. And now she gives her a warm welcome. She's in the R under 35 group that we're trying to recruit.
Visiting Rotarians, Wayne Mays is here.
This club, years ago, we played softball together about 20 years ago.
I'm sure he's excited that you told that. Okay. Wade Caldwell,
Hey,
he also brought guests.
So I have my son Clifton with us, and then my sweetie Angie.
We have sounds.
Who will?
How's about it?
Can y'all hear me now?
Not yet.
Can you hear me now? How about now?
Now.
How about now? Come on. Okay, please pray in your faith and tradition as I pray in mine. As we gather here today as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Sloan. All right, butt cups for January. Sorry, I'm going to be doing dual duty here, allowing people to jump on Zoom while I'm also leading the meeting. Got a QR code here for the Salvation Army for our butt cups for January. This is our last chance for this month to make a donation to the Salvation Army. All right, I have a big announcement to make. The board has considered the input that we've received from each of you. Thank you very much. It was not an easy decision, but we've decided to make this our new home. Right. All right, other announcements. Auto pay is coming for monthly and quarterly dues. I have been getting some feedback about not being really easy to pay dues. So if you have questions, contact me, contact Harrison. We'll help you get set up with auto pay or how to pay online with the DAC email that you get, or we can still mail a check to the Rotary Club of Fayetteville, PO Box 1683, Fayetteville, Arkansas 72702. All right, we've got new members. I don't know that they're here. Wait, you stand up for us. I don't know that I've gotten to meet you or know anything about you. Would you be comfortable with taking just a few seconds to tell us about yourself?
Yes.
I'm Logan Riss. I'm a realtor at Whitefield, local to Fayetteville, went to Fayetteville High School, graduated from U of A. My dad was in Rotary for as long as I can remember, and just thought it'd be a good opportunity to help serve, and I'm happy to be here.
And what was the last name? It's Mark Riss, the late great Mark Riss. Yeah, he was one of my professors and mentors. So you're good people.
Thank you.
Miles Cook, and Miles Cook come to this meeting. No, is he normally a nightclub? Get somebody in for that for me? Yes, he's normally a nightclub. And it's Christine. Oh, it's Christine's son. And he's a heck of a nice guy, we're told. And Jeff Edwards, are you in the room? Yes. Hey, Jeff, come on up. I started the meeting as early as I could today to give everybody a chance to say a little something. And sorry to put you on the spot, but you are going to talk about yourself for just a second.
That's fine. Name is Jeff Edwards. I have the pleasure of serving as Dean of the Dale Buffers College of Ag, Food, and Life. It's great to be here with you. Grew up in Kentucky, spent 18 years in Oklahoma, but I have 2 degrees from the University of Arkansas. I've been back here in Arkansas about 4 years now. It's a pleasure to be back and a pleasure to be a part of this group.
Glad we're here. Okay, another reminder. We'll just always have a reminder about the nightclub because get used to it and the rhythm of having another club going on. Just a reminder, it is the first and third Tuesday each month. So February 3rd is the next meeting, 6 o'clock. It's at Collier and Associates on Crossover. And this week's project is for SOAR. Emily, do you want to talk about that or describe what the project is?
Sure. Do you want me to take?
Yeah, come on up here and talk in the mic.
David? Once again,
Oh,
another Another reminder, the nightclub.
Stand away from it, maybe.
Hello. Okay. Testing. Test. The nightclub is not a separate club. It is a alternative meeting time for the Rotary Club of Fayetteville. So that means all of you who are members of the Rotary Club of Fayetteville are more than welcome and encouraged to also attend the nightclub. It serves as a makeup if you are trying to achieve a perfect attendance and you aren't able to come to a Thursday meeting. But it also just serves as fun fellowship and the opportunity to engage in a service project. This Tuesday, February 3rd, we are going to be doing a project for SOAR. We're not entirely sure yet what the project is going to look like. I'm still communicating with the head of their group to figure that out. But it will be at Collier and Associates building. It will be at 6 o'clock, and there will be drinks and light snacks provided. Also, just to go ahead and plug, our second meeting of the month of February will be at Fossil Cove. So put that on your calendars for the third Tuesday, which I'm not remembering. I think is maybe the 17th. 2 weeks after next week. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, the nightclub is our service arm. Rotary's motto, service above self. And if you want to do more service or see more service being done out of this group of people, it happens in the nightclub. Pickleball. It's happening. It's happening on April 18th and 19th at Fayetteville Athletic Club. Here's your sponsorship levels and amounts if you want to do that. I will be. And there's more information about this in your newsletter. Okay. Foundation Wall of Honor. This is new information to most members. You can become a $10 a month online ACH, set it up, and it's automatic, reoccurring auto pay to our club foundation. Now, the fun thing about this, each quarter, whoever's doing this will be in a drawing at a weekly noon meeting, and the winner will select a local nonprofit to whom we will give a gift of $1,000 in your honor. So consider that for a small monthly donation. You can have the honor of giving a sizable donation to another entity or organization that you care about. Well, here's some faces that we miss a lot. And I had the honor of being inducted into this club by Roy Rahm in person when he was still with us. And Louis Epley is a mentor and a family friend that was a big part of why I chose to become a member of this club. So we have scholarships in their honor, in their memory. The application deadline for these scholarships is March 31st. It's $2,000, and that $2,000 can go towards tuition, books, and fees to the U of A, North Ark Community College, or Northwest Technical Institute. So there is more information on this also in the newsletter. Okay. We have 4 announcements.
Just one for me, yeah. We are also having another service project in February. We're going to be collecting gloves, scarves, caps for Fayetteville High School. So if you all will be thinking about that when you go to Walmart or wherever you go, we'll be collecting that for about 2 weeks in February. So please bring them here. If you would rather me go and buy it for you, if you don't have time to do that, I'd be happy for you to give me money and I'll be glad to do it. Thanks.
All right, then before Emily comes up, any other announcements? Now that Nikki's out here, just want to say thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Really appreciate you hosting us and all you doing today. All right. Emily, are you going to introduce our speaker today? I assume so.
All right, I have the honor of introducing today's speaker, Miss Jennifer Irwin. She is the president and the CEO of the Fayetteville Chamber of Commerce.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. This is a role she has served in since November 2024. Prior to that post, she served as the Chamber's Director of Leadership since 2012. Here with Jennifer today is Mark Goodman, who is the Director of Economic Development for the Chamber, together with their staff, which includes our beloved Rotarian, Ms. Shannon McNeil. Jennifer and Mark, oh, I messed up again.
It's just you.
They work to drive progress, connection, and opportunity in Northwest Arkansas. The Chamber, which I'm sure you are all familiar with, is a 5-star accredited Chamber of Commerce. It was founded in 1889. And it has a network of over 1,200 businesses and community leaders. I also just want to say, when we first started doing the nightclub, our very first community outreach event was with the Chamber. They graciously hosted us, and we had a great turnout, and it was a really great experience. And it's been really helpful as we find other places to host the nightclub to be able to tell them, well, the Chamber already hosted us. Anyway, please welcome Miss Jennifer Irwin.
Thank you so much, Emily, and thank you. Oh, we're good. Get that picture of me. Hi, it's so good to see you all. I recognize so many faces, and it's just really good to be here. So thank you, Emily, for the kind invitation to be here today. I'm really happy to see so many of you. And I was in Rotary, fun fact, in this very club years and years and years ago. It was when I worked at KNWA, and we met at the graduate, which was then the chancellor, maybe, I don't know, but what? The Hilton, and it was one of those at the time. But that I left the TV station in 2003, so it must have been like around that time. So it's a very long time ago. But I had really great memories of being in Rotary, and I really appreciate all you do. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization, and we'll be happy to host another nightclub sometime in the future. You just let us know. But I'm just going to talk for a few minutes, a little bit about what the Chamber is up to, and tell you all a few interesting things, I think, and then I'm going to turn it over to our Economic Development Director, Mark Goodman, who I think has a much more interesting presentation about economic development here in the Northwest Arkansas region. So, as you all know, the Chamber's been around for a long time. I've been the president and CEO for just a little over a year, and it's been a wild ride. It's been a really great year. I've learned so much about this community and about how the inner workings of the city. I've learned a lot about economic development and so many different things. And one of the best parts about it is getting to work even closer with our members. We have over about 1,300 members. Now, if you pick up the newest copy of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal, it's going to show that we have 2,025 members. So misprint. I had sent that they had asked for how many members we had. I had sent them an email that said in 2025 we had 1,320 members, and they accidentally printed the 2025, which makes us the largest chamber in the area. So yeah. Not really though. Rogers is still the largest chamber. So I had to text all my chamber executive friends and be like, I'm not trying to show you up. We did not get 1,000 new members in the last year. We did get about 200 new members last year, which was very exciting. And I'm really proud of our team for being able to do that. But membership is one of the greatest joys for us because we get to work with so many people and interact with all of these businesses, whether they're small businesses, startup businesses, or some of the larger ones here in Northwest Arkansas. And so we're really happy to do that. And if your business is not a member, see Shannon or me or Mark or Wayne or any of us that are here today, and we would love to hook you up with that. We have a lot of events that are open to members, but also some of them are open to non-members. We have a brand new healthcare showcase coming up that Shannon McNeil has been working really hard on. I believe there's flyers on all of your tables, and it's free and open to the public on February 24th. It's going to be a great event. And then if you are a member, there's a happy hour that goes along with it that evening. So you can get more information. we have our second annual Women of All Generations event that's coming up in April. And we have some really exciting panelists going to participate with us. And unfortunately, we can't announce it yet, but we have been asked out to a pretty big speaker and someone, and we'll let you know as soon as possible on that with the date and all of that. But we will have a great panel of women of all generations. And then we've got our tournament, our putt-putt tournament, our Washington County and Fayetteville Teacher Expo, Construction and Developers Banquet, and of course our annual meeting. And then one of the programs that is, of course, near and dear to my heart is our Leadership Fayetteville programs and our Teen Leadership Fayetteville programs. We, if you're not familiar, Leadership Fayetteville is in its 39th year right now. That's for adults, and it's kind of a backstage pass to Fayetteville. We get to tour the jail. We get to sit down with people like Judge John Threet, and we get to, which, I will say one of the teenagers did pass out in his courtroom last week. So friend that was there. But anyway, we get to do all kinds of neat things, hear from the chancellor of the university and the superintendent of the schools, and just get to tour lots of places. And so if that's something of interest to you, we'd love to have you as part of that. And our teen leadership experience programs are for juniors in high school. And in Fayetteville, we work with Fayetteville High School, Hoth Hall, Ozark Catholic Academy, Shiloh Christian students who have a Fayetteville address, and the new school students as well. So, and then we work with Washington County schools from Lincoln, Prairie Grove, Farmington, Elkins, Greenland, and West Fork. And they're all for juniors in high school, and it's a great program as well. And of course, we have a lot of great networking events. Our professionals night out, we do ribbon cuttings, and we have a Good Morning Fayetteville event, and our wonderful diplomat program. So those are just some of the things in a quick sense that we are doing and working on right now. The Chamber, I wanted to tell you two exciting things that are coming up is right now the Chamber building. We are located on the Fayetteville Square, right above Tiny Tim's Pizza, and we are moving. We will be moving, and I don't know when because it's being built out, but the old AQ Chicken House, which houses Grand Savings Bank on College Avenue. Grand Savings Bank is on the right side of the building, and we will be moving into the left side. Which is exciting. And, there was a big debate as if the chamber needed to stay in downtown and be close to the city. But I actually talked to Mayor Ron about it, and we kind of, went through it all. And she's so excited that we're moving to College in their efforts to revitalize College Avenue. And so it's a good first step for us. We are hoping to be able to move in April, May, June, sometime like that. And we'll have a big grand opening party when we do. And we're really excited about having more visibility for our members and for people, for having better access. It'll just be easier for people to find us and get there, and the parking will be free and easy to do. So we're really excited about that. And Grand Savings Bank has been absolutely amazing, and they're really been great to work with. So we're excited about that. And then another new thing that we are really excited about and proud of that Mark's going to talk just a little bit more about is that we have worked really hard with the new leadership in the city and my new leadership at the same time, kind of coincided, which was really wonderful. And so Mayor Ron and I have been working really closely together, and we've been working with everybody at the city. They have been absolutely fantastic and really wonderful to work with. And I feel so fortunate to have the team at the city that we have right now. And we have been working with them for the past year to really rebuild our relationship with them and to work hard to do some different things with the city. And we were just granted an economic development contract with the city. And so we are so proud of that and so excited about that. And that just means that we're going to be working very closely hand in hand with the economic development team at the city, Mark especially, and I'm working very closely with them as well. To bring in new businesses to Fayetteville, to just keep revitalizing and helping the business as much as we can to help from an economic development standpoint. And so with all of that being said, I think it's a good time for me to pass the baton over to our Economic Development Director, Mark Goodman. We are so happy to have him with us. He can give you a little bit of background, but he's been with us for about 2 years now, I think. And he and his family just moved here. Well, it's been over a year now from Little Rock. And I know that, oh, excuse me, let me do that. There he is. So we're just thrilled to have him here. And at the end, when he's answering questions, if you have any questions for me, I would be more than happy to answer as well. But I want to turn it over to Mark Goodman.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay? Sure. All right. They originally said that we had to sing our presentation, so
We're a singing club.
and we'll prepare better next time for that. It's great to be here, and I have enjoyed relationships with Rotary clubs across the state from years ago. I used to work at the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, and one of my jobs was to go around and talk about AEDC to the different Rotary clubs, and it was always the highlight of my programs. Really enjoyed that. So I guess I have just 2 hours to talk about. To talk just real quick about, I think everyone here pretty much knows what we do. And of course, with this relationship with the city, it just supercharges that. It opens up lots of doors for us and frankly, the city too. And we now suddenly have the largest economic development team in Northwest Arkansas because of this relationship. And I can already say it certainly opens up doors for us with businesses. Oh, you have a relationship with the city. Yeah, come on in. It makes a huge difference. And so I'm going to talk, and because you kind of know what we do already, I'm going to talk about kind of the science behind economic development and sort of why we do it. And I think this is kind of interesting. Plus, it gives an opportunity to do a bit of a data update for folks, which, believe it or not, even after lunch, people kind of appreciate this. There is a science behind it. I should get a different bucket to use for this presentation. Places I've been, buckets, which is our community and our economy, have lots of holes in them. Our bucket really doesn't. For those who grew up here, you don't know how nice this place is. Okay, having worked across the South and great experiences up the Ohio River Valley in that area, this is the most incredible economy I've ever been a part of. And not just here, but up and down the highway, things that are happening, not just up here, but even in Fort Smith. We're all better for it. And of course, one of our jobs is to quantify that and show folks. And so I'm just going to do a bit of a data show for you here. It's the science behind economic development, why we do this. All right, I'm going to start with, so basically you can measure economic development by looking at the flow of people and money. It's basically what it is. And we start with migration. Are you able to see this? I just kind of, okay. And this is where folks are moving from to come to Washington County. And it's just interesting. This is the most recent year that we have data for, which is 2022, admittedly. But when we start showing this or looking at this ourselves, and we kind of trend out the change over time, we obviously, you can see the darker counties. There's a growing concentration from California and from Colorado. And of course, we know about Texas. And it's interesting to see this over time. And it allows us over time to be able to put together a story and to advance our own marketing programming. If there's a strong concentration coming from a certain area, we might start doing some marketing. When I say we, not just us, but you think about the Northwest Arkansas Council, for example, one of their main jobs is direct recruitment. So this helps inform some of their programming. And I just think this is fascinating. And especially over time as we see clusters form geographically. These are the largest counties, and we actually have a lot of folks who come here from Benton County. Of course, if you look, there's more folks though who go from Washington County, Benton County. So we look at that too, and it helps to create a story, and it'll take time to see that unfold. That's part of this. Just kind of interesting. By the way, anyone who's interested in this data, let us know. Be happy to share. All right, this is actually very important. When we talk about our, who is Fayetteville, who are we? It's not just the city, right? It's where do people come from to work here? Where do people come from to shop here? Where do our folks who live here and work, where do they go and work? Um, Putting all that together is part of our job, so we know what to do. And this is really interesting. Looking at our labor market is actually quite large, and it's strong. We have a strong relationship with Springdale, and you'll see there's what's called a reverse labor shed, and it shows where our workers go too. A lot of our workers that don't work here, they work in Springdale. Here's the reverse labor shed. And so basically what it tells me is that whatever happens here affects all these other communities, and whatever happens there affects us. And so it's really important that we are also tracking everybody else to see how we can benefit from that or how we need to repair depending on what's going on. This is the whole net migration pattern. You can just kind of see geographically the reach that we have here in Northwest Arkansas. It's Washington County, but if you added Benton County, I don't think the geography changes that much. It's just the concentration. In particular, we have a strong connection also, in addition to Springdale, to South Washington County. And as a result, we put a lot of energy into building those relationships with the communities in the south part of the county. That's from a workforce standpoint, but also even from a retail standpoint. If you were to look at the retail leakage across from Lincoln to Prairie Grove, Farmington, we are the intervening opportunity, is what it's called. We're the community that captures those dollars. And so it's like an ecosystem. We're all part of the same economy. Closer to home, so those are where folks come from to work here. And this is where they go to work. This looks at what's called daytime population in Fayetteville. It basically identifies our work centers, and basically it's there's like 3 nodes. It's kind of interesting. You got downtown and the university, uptown, and what do we call this area? Ward 1. The southern edge of the city. And if you think of this from an economic development standpoint, it's like a shopping mall. You have these employment anchors in the city, and just like a mall, you have your anchors, and how those anchors do affects the whole line of businesses up and down the highway in any of those directions, if that makes sense. And so it's about taking care of the whole community. And of course, we're growing to the west, and increasingly that will become a new anchor, and that affects everything between that anchor and every other employment center. Kind of interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. And this looks at median household income by census tract. This is also kind of an interesting figure. As we get these numbers, these data points updated, happy to share this with you too. It just kind of shows where the money is, where the money resides. All right, a little bit about now what we do. With the partnership with the city, allows us to work together, and it changes our role a little bit. Prior to this, I'd say actually we exclusively worked with our existing industry, which is very important. But it allows us to now get into the recruitment game as well, and we have a strong product to market here. But talking about existing industry and business, a big part of what we do is we work with our industries, and we visit with them, not just over coffee and donuts. We actually talk with them and connect them we identify issues that they have. And I would say when it comes to like job creation, there'll be a lot more jobs that are created in the economy from existing businesses than from new business. I know new business development and recruitment, it's sexy, But taking care of your own is way more valuable. That's where we put our energies. A good example of that was just recently Packaging Specialties, one of our legacy employers here. They just had an expansion of 100 jobs, and we and the city were very involved with them, and connected them, with the state, with Economic Development Commission, and others. That's what it's all about. And those are good jobs. So we work with our companies. We set up what's called a manufacturing council. And now, of course, with this contract, we can do a lot more with that. We can actually do a lot more programming and draw attention to our manufacturers, which in fact, we've got great employers here in Fayetteville. Our manufacturers often are overlooked. I found, and yet the economic impact around these companies is tremendous. And of course, we can calculate that, and we're happy to share that. And one other thing I have, as you see here, that's called an executives roundtable. We'll start having regular visits with our executives, whether it's manufacturing, healthcare, the different sectors that we're targeting, construction and development, and draw special attention to them. Targeted, going after new business and industry, we work again closely with the Northwest Council, and we'll be identifying targets. One thing, we match our strengths and weaknesses. Every community has strengths and weaknesses, which actually are opportunities to put together our package. Research Technology Park at the university is actually one of our greatest strengths, and maybe at some point we'll have a program out there or something. It's amazing with the companies there. Some technology firms that are amazing. I'm going to say also, the healthcare industry is a real opportunity. I'm going to show you a graphic here. Part of targeted industry analysis, when we look at the different sectors, we look at certain aspects, not to go into the weeds here, but we look at jobs, growing jobs, wages that are higher than the average or median for the county. And we look at what's called, you see the LQ there, the location quotient. Basically what that is, it identifies concentration in a certain sector. And I know this is kind of meaty here, but when you look at this, what this is basically telling us is that take home healthcare services here locally across the MSA, we only capture 20% of an employment of what you would typically find in a population this size. So that's opportunity, the way I look at that. That would suggest that in these sectors, we're underserved. And so that gives us something to work towards. That's part of identifying targets. And we are in the process of calculating that for all of our other sectors as well. Because you have many subsectors of manufacturing, wholesale, even retail. And so I wanted to show that, again, this is kind of data centric here, but it's an important piece to what. And now, actually, I wanted to open it up to questions. Yes.
What do your slides show more people moving to Madison County versus moving from Madison County here?
I don't know. I picked up on that too. And so next time we come here, and we'll speak here anytime. Food, it feels great. Really, that was a snapshot in time, and we'll put the trend together, and it'd be interesting to see that if in fact it was just a snapshot or not, and that'll help us tell that story. It's a good question. I picked up on that too, and I don't know. Of course, I'm still learning the stuff. Yes.
How's the airport doing? I had some
Yes.
experience out there, and I wondered if it's still doing well.
So we're very interested in this airport. It's a beautiful space. And there have been a lot of conversations around this, especially with one of the targets. I didn't know how deep I wanted to go into some of the targeting, but aviation aerospace is a huge opportunity, huge target. And we have a beautiful airport. And I would say that it has the opportunity for more growth around it. And it's also part of what we would say is the south that Southtown or District 1. And that we have to build up that anchor, and the airport is a key part of that. A lot of folks who are looking, when I think of technology firms that are in the aviation space, they're very interested in being on an airport. And we have what was formerly a commercial airport, right? And so that it's ideal.
Well, so it's doing okay.
It's doing okay. It's going to do better.
What extent active housing, economic.
Yes. So the question is, how is the lack of housing affecting economic development? I would say that it affects all of us, all communities, but I would also say it's not like a cop out. The fact is that especially in states like Arkansas, where we are so dependent on the sales tax, economic impact from anything, no matter where people work, your economic impact is realized where you live and spend your money, because we don't have a local income tax. So it's all about property and sales tax. And so if we don't have the housing, no matter where people live, then we cede that opportunity. We give that up. And that would be that'd be for any of the communities up here in Northwest Arkansas. Whoever solves that is going to get the economic impact of anything that happens.
Probably the better question is, what are you guys doing about it, if anything? What are you-
The city, I know, that'd be a good question for the city.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, and because I know that the mayor's talked about the importance of that. From our perspective is to draw attention to that and to build interest in programming around that. And it's not just about well, let's put together a committee. You have to do the research, identify exactly what you want to accomplish, and you got the right people. But it's definitely something to address.
Has the chamber endorsed the extension bond issue?
It's a Jennifer question.
Yes. It's that, what is the question? The question was, is the chamber endorsing the bond issue that's coming up? And the answer is yes. The chamber board of directors voted to support the bond issue and or all of the issues. And so we're any other questions?
Go ahead.
So as there's more growth in like the Farmingtons, the Prairie Groves, the Lincolns, is that beneficial or a loss for Fayetteville?
I would say it's very beneficial, but I'll let Mark answer that. Yeah.
I would agree. It's good for us. It's good for them. And it's good for us too, though. And because we are in the same ecosystem, a lot of those shopping dollars end up back in Fayetteville. And it's, we need that labor force to come work here. And I realize they take their paycheck back home to Farmington or Prairie Grove or whatever, but then money comes back into Fayetteville when they're coming to shop or for healthcare or all these things. And so it kind of works. In fact, there are lots of examples where you, as a community, your trade area kind of depletes. Not us, that's not what's happening here. But in a lot of other areas, your trade area starts to go away, and then it hurts the big cities. We lose that market, we lose that money coming in. So that's a good thing for us. Yes.
Yeah, I'm presuming that your areas of, I guess, density for economic activity, those three pockets, you've got the north and the central and the south. And I'm guessing, and correct me if I get, but the north would have Washington Regional in there at one of the main anchors, University in the middle, and I assume it's manufacturing in the south. What are some of those names that I did not mention in those two areas above, and who are the ones in the south?
Like some of the entities, you've got some good companies. You got like Marshalltown Company, formerly Marshalltown Tools. They have one of their largest manufacturing operations in the country right here. Packaging Specialties.
Tyson Mexican Original Plant.
Huge. It's the largest in the U.S.
It makes the tortillas.
Yes.
Makes the second largest producer of tortillas in the United States.
Yeah, and those are major employers and.
Yeah, she's a jail. Yeah.
Hannah's,
Sheriff's office, yeah.
Hannah's Candles, but yeah, I got the big
Right.
distributor, there's a lot of employment, a lot of daytime employment.
And Uptown too, Procter and Gamble's headquarters, or, you know, their offices are there and ConAgra, yeah.
There's Fayetteville Public Schools in the south too.
What's your gut?
In the middle there, I think.
Yes.
With the city boundaries being what they are and possibly not expanding but changing, what direction do you see single family homes going? South, northeast, west?
That's a really good question. I do not know, as I'm learning the city myself, what I need to do yet, I'm curious too. It's a really good question. I'll have to report back over a lunch.
It's to come back for sure. Sure, Mr. Hunt.
You haven't mentioned anything about the Milton Institute's ranking. Are you familiar with that?
The recent one? What is it?
Well, I think they were ranked Fayetteville metropolitan area #1 in the United States, above like Austin and North Carolina and everything. It's the best performing area. 411.
And for housing affordability.
When did it come out?
Like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's terrible.
I was in
It was
Phoenix.
especially-
Got snowed in, I couldn't
They
get
were
down.
like #6 previous year and went to #1.
There we go.
Interesting, you know, the narrative, I pretty well agree with everything, and if you looked at it on a national basis, I agree with this, but one of the key factors was the affordability of housing.
Yes, it was.
It's all relative.
It's funny because yeah, it is. You know, we talk about this and it's just outrageous, and then folks that we visit with, you know, like from California or like Virginia, it's like, yeah, what a deal.
Housing again, it's kind of in the center of just about everything in economic development, as I recall. But the thing is, I'm still curious, since most of our housing development today is surrounded by the student growth of the university. I mean, we're talking about 1,000 rooms a year that they're growing, and that's a lot of beds. And so you have to find places to put those beds. So how are we? The single family thing is a big deal. And so how do we get the single family thing to achieve the same rate of growth as the apartment thing supported the university? That's hard.
It is, and as a matter of fact, so hard I'm not going to touch that. In fact, we've talked about that.
Wrong.
That's right.
Last week.
So now the fact is that you have just been mentioning, you're talking about things that we've been talking about in house as we create additional programming, because there are those, you know, we talk about factors of location and economic development. It's usually about the companies. And the fact is, real fact today, factors of location is about people and families. Why in the world would I move here? That's rhetorical. Why would I move here? Housing, schools, and we are so fortunate. I mean, I have to say, we're so fortunate with the schools we have. Oh my gosh. And retail and healthcare, those are the factors that make communities like us.
And weather.
And we've got great weather. Let's look outside.
Except that,
Oh, yeah. All right. One,
Two more.
All right, two more. 1 and 2.
Speaking of that, what's the percentage not research on this when people buying these homes versus living?
Good question. And in fact, there's some folks in the realtor world who would have those answers. That would be a great program. Seriously, that'd be a great program because it's constantly shifting too. That's a great question.
So I was curious about how this data intersects with our transportation forward plan. Can you speak to that?
No. No, I'd be curious myself. This is showing what is, and then from data like this, like these, then what do people do about it, and how do we work this together? you know, that this just gets that conversation going from this data side. It's a good question, Mike.
Well, we'll let Larry get the last question.
Question. I live in Fayetteville. My fence line is the city limits. And it goes on and on and on all the way to Goshen. And you're asking those people to live out there where they live in Fayetteville. Can you cover that as all around Fayetteville? Or are you just the Fayetteville city limits?
So we cover Fayetteville. We also,
That's what's the business.
I guess,
Parkland is all over the northwest Arkansas. I mean, we have members that are in Rogers and Springdale and all that. So I would, yeah, we help or work with people outside the city limits. We work with South Washington County and doing all that too.
and we do speak with the cities in the southern part and south part of the county. And there's some great companies. And a lot of these companies, you know, the employees again live here, live there. And it's 2 minutes. Okay. It's a lot.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, I should have brought two of these.
Oh, no, thank you.
Okay, well, I'll let.
Always wanted one of these.
I'll find you another one. And a token of our appreciation. We're grateful that you came and presented to us today. So this presentation is for you. Our rampaging razorback on a rotary wheel. We're going to come and we'll display it proudly. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll see you next week.
Now we know what all the questions are. You go back to donating.
And I'm sorry, I change it about the
Alphonse.
That's true. It is 20 countries.
But unfortunately, that's not really our community.
That's.